Pick Central, brought to you by DraftKings. Does your favorite NBA player have what it takes to be crowned King of the Court? Find out on the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. DraftKings is offering $1 million a day in bonus bets for the first 10 days of the season. That's $10 million in bonus bets. Here's how to shoot your shot. Opt in and get a daily NBA profit boost token. Pick a pregame NBA player prop to boost. If that player leads the league that night in points plus rebounds plus assists, you win a share of the $1 million in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. That's code PICKCENTRAL to win a share of your $1 million in bonus bets. If your player is king of the court, only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Myself, Marty, Ev, and Clemmer. 2 Monday night games last night. Ravens take care of business against the Bucs, and Cardinals eke one out against the Chargers because they can only kick field goals. Which one you want to start with?
Start with the shitty one.
Start with the shitty one?
Yeah, get it over with. Because even as a Justin Herbert hater, the man threw for 380 yards and didn't score a touchdown. And I don't think that's his fault. And I think that, I don't know, that team is on the right track, but they got some work to do.
A lot of work to do. They got no weapons.
This is kind of what we expected from them all season, right? Like we knew they had no weapons going into the season, and I give them a lot of credit for being as good as they've been. But like this is kind of what we
also their defense played well. But something that I looked into that was the reason why I bet the Cardinals was if you look at all their defensive numbers were really good. If you look at the quarterbacks they had played, basically besides Mahomes, who isn't even playing good this year, he played like absolute dog shit quarterbacks. Like they hadn't played any any team with real offensive firepower this year. So I mean defense. They held them to 17 points. It's not like they played bad.
Yeah. So to touch on your point, the Chargers played the Raiders, the Panthers, the Steelers, the Chiefs, and Mahomes played bad. They only scored 17 points.
Yeah.
The Broncos, and then the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough quarterback crew.
They had all these
and then they go
goal defensive metrics.
If you could believe this, they go Saints, Browns, Titans, the next three.
Oh my God!
Wow, what a schedule for the Chargers, huh?
Chargers
schedule.
really easy
They're only
schedule.
3-3?
3-3, but they're in the thick of the playoff race.
For those 3 games,
Yeah, they're not
Playoff
dead.
race is just nothing right now.
Right out
They
there.
could be
The wild card
6-3
is.
or
I know.
Everyone's in
Yeah,
the wild card
I know.
right now. That's where the Chargers are not a playoff team. They're nothing right now. They are. J.K. Dobbins, I love J.K. Dobbins. He didn't do anything yesterday, though.
Yeah, Cardinals defense played well. I mean, Murray that one sequence where the pick and then Connor strips it.
Yeah.
That was such a that was like a college football. That was like a action sequence.
Also, the Kyler Murray run, we didn't talk about him. That's another guy, one of the better runners in
Yeah, for sure.
football,
For sure.
as quarterback. But where the fuck were when he got past the guy on the 30 or the 40, I was like, all right, he'll get no one. He slowed down on the 20.
He had a similar run. I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, almost like the same thing from 50 yards out, where he beat one guy and then there was just no one else there, and he just could have just walked in.
Insane. But yeah, that game was
When Cardinals are weird. Dan Dust is
Frisky.
they are the definition of frisky, because Murray makes them watchable.
yes.
Even when they're not great, they're not like one of these a Browns or even the Giants where they're just awful. Murray will always make them a watchable team.
I don't think it's going to happen, but the Cardinals are only a game out of the West. That's crazy. I think the Niners end up leapfrogging them, but that's pretty good.
And they have they have the win over the Niners.
Right.
So if
they have a tiebreaker,
but obviously they got to play one more time.
right?
So we'll see.
I mean, like I said, we're definitely stretched this a little bit, but that's pretty good.
Games.
Not a brutal schedule for the
Dolphins,
Cardinals.
Bears, Jets, Seahawks, next 4.
okay, so
Dolphins, Bears, Jets, Seahawks.
winnable.
Then Vikings, Seahawks,
winnable
Patriots,
games.
Panthers, Rams, 49ers. Their schedule is not that
I could
hard.
see them going 2-2 in the next 4. That wouldn't shock me.
Two is bad. I meant to ask that on the show. We didn't really. Do you think that this, I know Snoop Huntley's fucking awful, but this shows that they actually, not anybody can just throw to Tyreek Hill and Waddle? That whole narrative.
Yes.
Tua is much better than people give him credit for. He's much better than people give him credit for.
But I think what we're talking, I guess my take on this, there's such a we're talking about such a drop off here. When I say he's overrated, I mean like when some guys put him in the top 10, I think that's a little much. But no, I mean he's clearly way better than the number 40, the 45th best quarterback in the league.
So you're saying that you get mad when people call him kind of in the elite category?
Yes, because I don't think he's that. But I don't think he's bad either. I think when you say someone's overrated, people instantly think you're saying they're bad. I'm just saying he's, to me, I would easily take like 10 quarterbacks in the league right now over him. But I wouldn't take like 20. I wouldn't like, you know what I mean?
Quarterbacks in the league right now where you're like, if you give any quarterback that offense, it'd be easy. And that's Brock Purdy and Tua. That's 2 quarterbacks that everyone's like, plug any quarterback into that situation and be the best situation.
But that happened with the Dolphins, and we saw that wasn't the case.
What?
But they put any quarterback in with the Dolphins, and that wasn't the case.
But when I say, I guess what I would say,
bad
I wouldn't say any quarterback. We're saying like, yeah, like really bad. I'm talking like a like average starter. Also, I think does like similar things.
Can we all agree on this? Tua is not elite, but Tua is good.
He's solid. I think he's solid. That's the word I would use. Solid.
I think he's good. I'm going to say he's good. And the fact that they had such a drop off when he wasn't there proves that to me. I mean, the guy did lead the league in passing yards last year, right? And like, he's a good quarterback. Is he elite? No, but he's that next tier for me.
I feel there's no thoughts going on up there.
Me? Oh, I'm processing it. Processing. Yeah, I think Tua is obviously a cut below the elite. I don't think that's like groundbreaking.
But how do you feel about the no guardian cap? Everyone's freaking out. Let the guy do what he wants.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
He honestly probably shouldn't play football anymore.
A guardian.
But he's a grown man, and he should go earn. That's how he wants to earn a living. It's him and his family have to deal with the ramifications. But like as a human being watching, it's like I don't know, man.
Probably should. What's the difference of wearing the guardian cap?
Well, I'm sure it helps.
Definitely helps a little.
No, I'm saying what's the difference if you wear it? Like just wear it.
No, I think it
weighs you down a little bit.
They say it's like a little heavy,
and a lot. There's a reason why not everyone's wearing it.
Yeah.
I would say the Bucs right tackle was wearing it last night. There's a few guys that wear it.
No, I know. My point is, what's the difference to Tua to just wear it?
Like, why not?
Because I think it's comfortable, and I think like it might like not when he's running, it might just fuck with him. There's obviously a reason why he's not doing it.
You hope it's not for macho reasons.
No, it's definitely not for macho reasons.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope not. I hope that it is like I don't know. I think, you know, what do I know? I'm not a doctor or anything, but I feel like it'd probably best for Tua not to play football anymore. But like we said, it's the guy's livelihood. It's his choice. The doctors obviously are clearing him, so who the fuck am I to say? But if I was his family member, I'd be like, can we do something else?
Well, a lot of fans are like, you should stop playing, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's a lot easier said than done than just like retiring right now in your prime and on a team where there is like a lot of upside to it. He's been playing football his entire life. And it's like it's so easy to be like, you have millions, just go home. It's like you worked so hard to get to this spot. I understand what he's doing. And he feels that he can maybe, because like last year, he didn't get hurt last year, did he?
No.
So like that's where like
he stayed healthy. No, like
it's unfortunate he keeps getting in these situations, but he like even says like I gotta be safer. I gotta play some things safer.
Right.
You feel bad, you know, because like you said, Marty, he probably defines himself as a football player. It's who he is at his core, his identity, and it's not an easy decision to walk away because once you walk away, it's done forever. And he's still a very young man, so I understand all those things. I do, but you would hope someone maybe would sit him down and be like, I don't know if this is best for the long term.
I think
I'm sure someone had that conversation.
I'm sure.
He obviously loves football, and also the big contract he just signed. He doesn't get it if he doesn't play anymore.
If the doctor
gets some of it, but
yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could find a doctor to be like, this guy shouldn't play football.
He got his signing bonus, but I go back and forth because listen. If you want to say like he shouldn't play anymore, there's an argument to say like for your health, like you shouldn't play football. And I love football.
Right.
Played my whole life. In theory, it's like you just shouldn't like football is like inherently not like great for you.
We had a guy die on the field last year. He's starting safety. Like that's what we're talking about here.
No,
like it's just like you
guy wants
like
to
head
play.
injuries. Even like the whole concussion, the movie, whatever. Like it wasn't like it was against football. He was like people shouldn't box. People shouldn't do MMA. People it's because I thought about it with like MMA being like we do see guys get like knocked out cold like kind of a lot and come back and like. It's more about like what's he gonna look like 30, 20 years from now than I think it's what he's gonna look like over the next like 5-6 years.
Right.
But he's a young guy. He loves football, and I think there's an element too where he's sitting there where I'm sure like right this second he's like I feel fine.
That's what it is.
Like I feel totally fine. Like what I'm gonna hang it up. Like I'm saying from his perspective, like
of like things that obviously you don't know what your brain's gonna it's gonna happen with all that shit 10 years from now because that's sometimes what does happen. But right now there's no symptoms. He's probably like, I'm fucking fine. Why am I gonna stop? I feel great. Like he just also did take like a concussion. Marvin Harrison Jr. was out for a concussion last week. He played last night. You know, like this guy Tua just sat out 4 weeks. Like he did the proper probably did the whole rehab of just making sure he's okay, making sure he didn't come back too early. You know what I mean?
But on the flip side, so my favorite player when I was a kid was Al Toon. His last name was Toon, which is like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I liked him a lot, and it's a big reason I like the Jets. I know it's goofy, but when you're 7, 8 years old, that shit is like that.
I see you being giddy. I see it.
And he was a really great player. And now when he wakes up, he has to relearn his kids' names every morning, and it's like fuck, And it's just like, and. You hate to see that happen to anybody. And by all accounts, too, it also seems like a really great guy, like a good teammate and a good person. So, it's even more. You're like, man. But, it's his choice. It's his life. And his family is the one that has to deal with it, not us. So, who are we to say, I guess?
His concussions specifically have been, very bad visuals.
Very
a lot, for example, even Neighbors had a concussion against the Cowboys. He sat out 2 weeks. He's had multiple now where he's only had his hands crippled, literally limbs stiffening up. No one wants to see that. You don't want to see that for him. You don't want to see that for anybody.
You're also right about UFC.
Also his too, which I think this also plays into it. Both his big ones were on were primetime games.
Yeah,
they were standalones.
No,
everyone sees it. Everyone saw it.
It was on a Sunday at 1:00. It's not as significant in the news.
The Bengals one, I believe, was Thursday night, and then the last one was whatever it was, Thursday or Monday night, whatever it was.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I was watching both games. You're right. No, you guys are right, and that plays a role for sure.
And speaking of injuries, let me tell you, coaches, you got a minute left.
Yeah, Godwin.
Oh man,
10, and your best receivers already out on injury from the game. Let's take the fellas out.
Oh, that was tough.
Them out. You want to leave your quarterback in? I don't even think you should, but fine. You already have one of your best receiver out. I feel bad. This hip tackle is fucking brutal. It's hard to stop. I understand it's not easy for defensive guys. They're already asking the defensive guys to stop everything. And it's this one I understand. It's hard to, when you got them, when you're right here, you want to pull down. And when you use your hip down, I get that, but that was disgusting. And I feel bad for Godwin. His season's over. The Bucs season is.
So what's Mike Evans' prognosis?
It's a hamstring, I believe.
His hamstring.
Do we know how long? Do we know anything? He's going to get testing today, I'm guessing?
His hamstring was hurt last week, and he had a great game, but he was like, I'm playing on it. Mike Evans doesn't sit out.
No.
And he scored a touchdown. If you see him after the touchdown yesterday.
Yeah, he
came up, and then he looked like he was in excruciating pain after that. I think he's fucked too.
Yeah, I think he might be out for a little bit.
I mean, the Bucs. I mean,
also you saw the second.
How do you recover from that?
I mean, Evans. They were going up and down the field, and the second he went out, they couldn't do anything until the fourth quarter.
You lose Evans and Godwin, two legit weapons.
Brutal.
How do you?
You have Sterling Shepard now.
Bucks got the Falcons in a big one, obviously, for the division. And then they go at Chiefs, 49ers, bye week, at Giants, at Panthers, Raiders, at Chargers. So
it's easier.
Bye week
actually,
you got to make it through that. You got to make it to the bye week.
I know you're not looking.
They're gonna still be around, I think, with the Falcons.
I don't know.
You think the Falcons can put anybody away in that division? I don't.
When you have no receivers,
they fought a 4-6.
Who are their receivers?
McMillan, who they drafted.
The Falcons just got trounced by the Seahawks, though.
They go make a move for.
Seahawks are not bad. The Seahawks aren't a bad team.
Who's available? Hopkins, maybe.
If they're for trade, yeah.
I'm just trying to think. I don't know.
Falcons go at Bucks, Cowboys, at Saints, at Broncos, bye week, Chargers, Vikings, at Raiders, Giants, Commanders, Panthers.
McMillan, who was
that division's going to come down to it. Still,
who was a Washington receiver, on the national title or national title game team. Good player. He caught a couple passes. I think he's going to get a bigger role.
Yeah, but
it's all about Evans. If Evans is out a couple weeks, then I think they probably won't. If he's out long term, they're going to have to probably do something.
Oh, they're fucked. They're completely fucked. Because if you look at that, when you're a coach, that game was over no matter what. It was 41 to what? 17 at one point?
It was 40. Yeah, at one point it was.
And it's just like...
It was just they got the onside kicks and they kept
Yeah, the Ravens just love to make you sweat anything you take with them.
It's true.
That's their own problem, the Ravens. They just don't love to... They love beating up on teams and be like, all right, let's ease up.
That was great because they actually had the ball to cover.
I know.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, how are they about to have the ball down?
It's the Raiders every time, man.
It was unbelievable. They were down 41.
Sorry, it's the Ravens every time. They do that every time.
But as a coach, I don't get you're down 10 with a minute left, no timeouts, It's just like, you have a division game next week. I get both because we're never
tough,
talking about it if nothing happens.
They just had the onside kick. Like, they're thinking we score a quick touchdown, onside kick. Like, if you get it, you're gonna have a shot. It sounds crazy.
But I think it's worse that your best guy's out already. Your best guy's already out. You got to be careful for your season. I don't know. It's tough because, again, if that doesn't happen, we're talking like nothing. Like, it's easy. Like,
Right.
why we're not saying why did Todd Bowles not take people out if he didn't get hurt?
Also, I mean, really, the story of Lamar Jackson's unbelievable.
He
was throwing some dots last night. The one to Bateman was an absolute dot.
I know they lost to the Chiefs to open the year, but it was damn close. You put the Ravens ahead of the Chiefs?
No.
It's so tough because it's like they look better. Like, if you just watch them, you're like, this. If you just said, like, eye test, like, watch them, like, oh, that seems better. But when they play each other, it's like, especially in a playoff game, it's just like,
I can name at least.
Feel like Mahomes and the Chiefs just feel inevitable. Like, it's tough to.
I can name at least 4 or 5 teams that look better than the Chiefs, and it's just like when they play them,
it's different.
What's his name? Spagnuolo is just like so good with the defensive scheme. He changes it up every game. I actually was watching a lot of. I was watching film last night.
Oh wow!
Because he changed up going really man to man on the 49ers. And watch it. They fucked up the 49ers because the 49ers were thinking like, all right, they'll double Ayuk or like zone this. They're just so they're so good at tackling. They don't let like yards after the catch like. They don't let a lot of guys get much after that because they're stopping the play right there. And he changes up so much, and the schemes they fucks everybody up. And again, Mahomes is awful this year. He's just not playing well. He has the most interceptions. He's not playing like Travis Kelce is the 8th best tight end this year.
Invisible man.
And Juju didn't play last week. He got hurt. Who is even catching the ball? I don't even remember who's catching the ball.
Rasheed Rice is out.
Who caught the ball last week? I don't even know.
I'll give you that.
Name a name.
Isaiah Likely?
For the Chiefs.
Noah Gray, Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
Noah Gray's catching a bunch of passes.
Noah Gray.
Watson.
Noah Gray had 4 for 66. P. Ryan had 1 for 22. Xavier Worthy had 3 for 19. Kelsey had 4 for 17.
How do you win that game?
Hardman had 1 for 17. Watson had 1 for 8. Kareem Hunt had 2 for 5.
I understand
That's how they're winning. Their defense is just that good.
But how many points did they let up?
Mahomes' stat line was 16 of 27 for 154 yards and 2 INTs. No passing.
How many points did the 49ers score?
What?
How many points did the 49ers score?
18.
If you saw that stat line and saw 18 points for 49ers, it's like, all right, well, they probably lost 18 to 10.
I'm telling you, he's been week after week Daniel Jones stat lines.
It's bad.
What did I say? Likely? I meant Worthy. Xavier Worthy.
I know.
He's third. So Rasheed Rice leads the team in receiving yards, 288, which is crazy.
And he hasn't
played in 3 weeks.
Kelsey's second with 245. Worthy's next 198, and Noah Gray 185.
You gotta think they make a move. You gotta think
top
they make a
receivers.
move though and go get somebody. They
Make
gotta
a
go
move
get
for, like-
They
somebody.
have to.
They gotta get somebody on
But
this
the
staff.
thing is, though, they don't because in January, Hollywood Brown comes back. And then is Rasheed Rice out completely?
I don't know.
They've been going
seem
back.
like it.
They've been going
Out
back
for
and
the
forth.
season.
They said that initially, and then they were like doing all these tests, being like, "Oh, like maybe
Yeah,
not."
second
but
test wasn't that bad, but Hollywood Brown makes this team so much better.
6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions from Mahomes. He's averaging 231 yards a game.
And he's
Patrick Mahomes.
And
He's
about-
like up there in MVP.
they're-
They're 6 and
not up
0.
there. Yesterday he was number 1 before Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar's number one now.
Oh, I know, but he was up there for a while.
Now it's Lamar, Josh. It's Lamar, Josh Allen, Mahomes.
Lamar right now, including rushing touchdowns, which only has 2. 17 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Let me throw a hypothetical at you guys.
Saints.
I'm not saying this is going to happen. Let's just assume this happens.
Touched on the Chiefs' schedule too. It's not that.
Let's say the Chiefs go undefeated. They go 17-0. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Let's just imagine it does. Mahomes keeps up this pace. Is he the MVP?
No.
Perfect season.
At this pace, if he's gonna have more,
He has more picks than
there's
touchdowns.
no way they give MVP to a guy that has more picks than touchdowns. I just think you just crazy.
I think you're right, but I'm just saying.
No chance.
They'd be better off.
I wouldn't say no chance.
They'd be better off giving it to fucking Chris Jones.
How could you possibly give it to a guy with more picks?
They're
than
winning games
touchdowns?
because
I know. I'm just saying.
It's counterproductive of the trophy.
Clemmer has a point though. Like, Jalen Hurts didn't have a good season last year, and he was the MVP favorite up until like mid-December. Wherever it
Clemmer's
was.
not wrong.
he had way better numbers.
I'm not saying something I believe in. I'm just saying what if it happens?
Because that's what. Why is he?
would not get my vote if I had a vote.
Why was he number 1 odds yesterday?
Yeah.
No, but it's also because if he had these numbers and then just like turns it out in the second half of the year, he could just win it.
Still, like that's not how odds use. Odds should at least be like he should be third or fourth.
He's inevitable.
No, but Ev's right. What if he has a couple big games?
Burrow, they were like 0 and they were 1-4, whatever they were, and Burrow was still like towards the top. He wasn't first, but
how is like Josh Allen has 0 interceptions.
Crazy.
0.
And all he does is turn the ball over.
And that's everyone's qualms
his
with
thing.
That was his biggest issue.
Right now, the issue with the Bills is they start off slow. That's really it. And they start off slow against the Titans. I think they're losing 10-0. Then they beat the fucking shit out of them. Their defense is playing better. The NFL has.
They've won the AFC East already. They've cemented ink.
They have won the AFC East, which is huge for them. They need.
When it's said and done, who do you think gets home field advantage?
Chiefs.
Still?
Yeah.
I'm never until the Chiefs prove to me they lose.
What 7-0 next week?
Still, they're undefeated.
I know, man, but they're playing so bad.
But I think the defense is playing really well.
They don't even.
Yeah.
Their defense is playing elite. Yeah, their defense is elite.
It's a good point. My point is, I guess that they're playing so bad that eventually it's going to catch up to them. Somebody's going to catch them on.
I think eventually the offense gets clicking.
Yeah.
Maybe they make a move or they get some guys back.
They do need to make a move.
Hopkins would make a lot of sense.
Something that you can't explain it.
But he's got the Brady in him too. Like Juju will come up and just go for a $120, like out of nowhere. Like
he also when
Mahomes is so
when
good.
They need to though. Yeah, he goes different gear.
Mahomes wins the game.
Bingo.
Yep. Like every
time.
Like last week when they needed first downs to end the game, it's happening.
And he was running down the sideline
that run was ridiculous.
Everyone shut the fuck up about that. I'm getting so angry online, by the way.
What?
Everyone's upset that he did that run. Where he because he pretended to go out of bounds and then ran.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, use that to your advantage. Kenny Pickett literally did that in college. A fake slide. It was one of the coolest things, honestly, a quarterback has done.
Yeah, it was awesome.
When he fake slid, gonna go down, touchdown. You use that to your advantage. It's just because Mahomes did it. Lamar Jackson does that. It's like, whoa, what an unbelievable thing. It just, I get why people are angry, but it's like, that's what the rules are. Why wouldn't he do it?
It's a dick move, but the NFL, if they don't like it, they should say no fake slides. Until they say that, then you should be able to do it.
Yeah, but this one was just out of bounds.
Right, whatever. No fake giving up on a play.
Nervous. These defensive players are already so nervous to get penalized.
I know. Well, the NFL then should put in no fakes. Like either you commit or you do or you're down.
It's crazy enough that the guys, the defensive line, the linebackers, can't land on a guy after tackling him. That's the hardest thing in the entire world. They're already so scared. I get why people are angry, but Mahomes, that's very smart.
It's not on Mahomes, that's on the NFL.
It was an unbelievable play by him. I understand hating Mahomes because he's so good and whatever. People don't like it. I love him. That was a cool move. People are really mad online about that. Mad.
They should direct their opinions at Roger Goodell.
Yes. But do you think right now, in my opinion, truly, there's 5 teams that I can really see the Super Bowl. 5.
Love this exercise. Let's go
best.
through it.
Rico's favorite exercise.
Mine right now off the top of my head. Lions, Chiefs, Ravens.
I'll give you mine.
Is definite 3. Those are my
Bills.
Yeah, Bills is 4. And then 5, I still think you have to put the Vikings in there.
I do too. I would put the Vikings in the Packers. The
Vikings just went toe-to-toe with the Packers at Packers.
We're saying these teams win a Super Bowl?
Yeah. They can get to it.
I think you can get to.
You see Sam Darnold winning a Super Bowl.
I could see him getting to it. I could see them. I wouldn't shock.
I don't know how you can't.
I would shock me if they won.
Do you think the Packers can win?
Yeah, I got 6.
So how do you not say the
I trust Jordan Love way more than I trust Sam Darnold.
The Vikings, he just went to Lambeau and did there's been the test. There's no more fluke anymore. They kind of do in the fluke. I was waiting for the fluke game. They kind of just have been. I thought the fluke game was going to be against the Packers. I thought the Packers were going to beat the shit out of him. Sam Darnold was good.
I got 6.
They have a good ass team.
Who else do you have?
The Texans too.
Bills, Ravens, Kansas City, Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay.
Yeah,
that's 6.
6.
Yeah.
So Houston,
I think Houston.
I don't think Houston can. But
I think they absolutely.
I think they could. If they won, I wouldn't be blown away.
I wouldn't be blown
I need
away.
to see a little. I need to see.
I would be surprised they got past
weeks.
Kansas City, but
I need to see a couple more weeks, and I can put them on the list.
We just saw the Texans have a game with 86 passing yards versus Green Bay. When you play a good defense like that and you're that limited, that just raises a red flag to me. You've got to have better performance.
What's Nico Collins'
Out a few weeks.
He's out a
Yeah,
few
at
weeks,
least
yeah.
3 more weeks.
a big
That's
loss.
been a huge thing for Tank Dell had 0 catches last week.
It's fucked up.
0. Diggs had 4 for like. 40.
No, I know. Yeah.
But that's where it's like interesting. You go to the AFC. Houston is the 2 seed. None of us. You listed Houston.
Yeah,
Almost
I
all of
said
us
Houston.
say Houston. No. And then 3 wild card teams are not even a thought. No one's saying like Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, and Denver.
So
I don't agree. I don't
not
think
out
they
on
can win.
Pittsburgh.
I'm not out on Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, like they're right on the fence.
Their
Yeah, me
defense
too.
is
I could see him
back
making a
good.
run.
If Russell Wilson can I want to see him against who's the Steelers play the Giants next, so that's not going to help.
Yeah,
Monday
it's a-
Night
so-
Football.
it's a dub.
Who I need the Steelers
Against the World Series, though. So
But then these are the 2, 3, and 4 seeds in the NFC: Washington,
have to
Seattle,
watch
and
it.
Atlanta.
Yeah, how are you
Yankees.
writing off Atlanta?
Fucking game 3.
Falcons.
Game 3 while the Giants are on, it's going to be awful.
Oh yeah, no one's gonna care. The Giants in a bye week, then at Commanders. So at Commanders after the bye week for the Steelers.
But nobody, the 2, 3, and 4 seed. No one says in the NFC.
If I had to pick
Crazy.
another,
Who's that? Who's that?
If I had to pick another
Washington,
NFC team,
Seattle, Atlanta.
it would be Washington.
I do think I actually
If I had to pick it, I don't think they're going to or will. If you made me pick one more NFC team out of like that field, I would pick
I
Washington.
would pick the Eagles.
no.
And here only because
Is everyone rooting for?
I don't think they're
Washington
gonna
to
make
win
it.
the division. I know it's in our division, so it's like sacrilegious.
I think they're going to.
I
It's
hate
just
all of
what I
them.
think.
At this point, I hate all of them. I get what you mean. I'd rather them win out of
Right.
anybody.
Yeah,
But
I
fuck
think it's
them.
more
yeah, fuck
fun.
the Eagles. Fuck the Cowboys.
Eagles are still 4-2 and really talented. Like I'm not gonna write them off yet.
I have a note here on DraftKings odds. The Cowboys are plus 5,000 to win the Super Bowl. It is insane to see the Cowboys have the 18th best odds to win the Super Bowl. I can't remember a time in mid-October I've seen that.
You
Yeah,
live very
it's
long.
rightfully so,
They were
though.
horrible for like a 10-year stretch.
Rightfully so.
Betting that
Dreadful
right
team.
now is a donation.
And they have the same
Zero
same
shot.
odds as the Bucks and the Chargers to win the Super Bowl. The Jets have better odds to win the Super Bowl than the Dallas Cowboys.
That's crazy.
That's
Crazy too.
That is.
I mean, they both have no shot.
Well, the Cowboys are 3-3. Jets are 2-5.
There's absolutely
Cowboys
no
deserve
shot.
more respect
Yeah.
than that.
I just see no path with the Cowboys. I really
either.
don't.
Their
Cowboys.
defense is so bad,
Cowboys.
They play a hard schedule too coming up.
just awful. Yeah, they
You
got
look at like how they've looked against like competent teams, even like bad teams. They gave up fucking
they get blown out.
44 to
When
the
they play
Saints.
good
The
teams,
Saints
they
are
get-
trash.
When they play good teams, they get blown the fuck out. They're
Jesus.
a bad football team. Period.
I'll tell you a future I kind of mine right now. Bengals plus 2,800 to win a Super Bowl. It's pretty good value, 28-1.
Careful, Moisty Turtle's
Why-
gonna call and yell at you.
So you guys like that, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, then what about the 49ers?
They have
They're
an elite.
plus
They have an elite
1,200.
quarterback.
Yeah, but the 49ers have
A better offense.
but their defense is way worse than the 49ers.
Yeah,
So
sure,
I don't.
in a way easier NFC.
sure.
I think so we're both agreeing that we're like
No, I would take the Bengals still. I'd like
it's a way harder road. Way
Sure.
harder.
I'm with Marty.
What's with this sure thing? You keep saying sure at every point I go back to you. You
I'm
can't
saying, like-
just you're
because I'm saying
meeking me right
fine.
now.
Why would-
You're meeking me right
No,
now.
but I'm saying like fine. Their defense is better, but their offense is a disaster.
the NFC West is a lot easier than the.
That's
They're
why
literally
the
gonna
odds
win
are
the
different.
division.
Yeah, I mean they have their path to make the playoffs is easier. Sure.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Wouldn't
Yes,
you rather take them? Like what's
No.
their odds?
The 40
I think the Niners are cooked.
Wait, what are the 49ers odds?
plus
bro?
1,200.
Plus 1,200?
That's what I mean. It's a
That's
big,
what I'm saying. Like,
it's
give me
a
the
big gap.
Bengals 28-1 over.
Oh, I agree with that.
So yeah, that's
a different argument, though. That's
But 12 is also like honestly, the 12 is an insane
Tied for fourth best odds.
that's crazy to me.
for who?
It's too much respect for the Niners.
That's what I mean. The Niners are
I
tied
mean,
for
is
fourth
it though?
best
They
odds.
literally just got to the Super Bowl. I understand Ayuk's out now. McCaffrey's.
They're 3 and 4.
Say it's probably
even,
going back.
even Jennings is hurt, who is playing well.
I think 2 weeks he's going to come back. McCaffrey. They say.
Their healthiest wide receiver is the guy that got shot. That's just a fact.
Ricky Pearsall,
Wild sentence.
Christ.
But
It is
it's the
crazy.
fact.
first round pick, not the guy that got shot.
It is funny that
It is a great sentence.
So
though.
It wasn't like he wasn't like an undrafted rookie who got shot. He was literally their first.
everyone
round
was
pick.
saying like Pearsall got shot and is playing, and Debo has a cough. And
The cough is tough. He was in the hospital yesterday.
no, I know. I feel
Tough look though when a guy gets shot.
I think his what do they say? Lungs were getting like
He's
water
getting
or whatever
pneumonia.
they say. Like
got
he was like
pneumonia.
actually down bad.
It's legitimate, of
He was
course.
legitimately
Listen,
in a bad
pneumonia's
spot.
no joke. Pneumonia's
He was in a
no
bad
joke.
spot.
Bro.
I guess you could listen. You could sell me on like the Niners, like Debo is like back and Jennings is back, and I don't. You could sell me on them a little bit, like, and I'll hear like the point with the NFC, I don't know, this team. I just don't like when I don't know.
you.
There's something off about them, and I think I almost feel like this is. Listen, they didn't have like a Bills like the '90s Bills where they went to like 4 Super Bowls in a row, but it almost feels like they've had this incredible like window that was wide open for like a very long period of time. And even though a lot of the guys are still not old, it just feels like there's something just missing. Like
Let me ask you a question.
Maybe the door is closing on them.
Straight up question. Are these answer yes or no? Are these teams good? The Browns,
No.
No.
the Giants,
Fuck no.
the Panthers,
No.
Fuck no.
Bengals 3 wins.
All right, fair enough. No,
So
fair.
it's like those are the worst teams right now that are, and I get the Joe Burrow and that offense. I know can get
But
going.
the Bengals 3 and 4 is a big difference than the Browns 1 and
I
7.
understand,
My
but
thing
you have to at least acknowledge how bad those teams
I
are.
think my thing is with the Bengals. I think I'm curious to see. I want to see their defense play like a good team because they've had a couple decent performances against like bad offenses.
Yeah.
So they got the
I think
Eagles.
you
next.
So I want to see what they look against the Eagles. That'll be a good test.
Eagles
You
are
can
good
pick apart anybody's skill. Like the I'll give you these teams. Falcons good.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the Broncos good.
No.
Decent.
I don't think they're not. You don't think
I don't
they're
think they're
I think
good.
they're decent.
4 and 3?
They're okay.
I don't think they're good.
Oh, the Chargers good.
No.
No, average.
Oh, the Raiders good.
No, bad.
Oh, the Jets good.
No.
Bad.
That's Pittsburgh's 5 wins.
Yeah.
That's Pittsburgh's 5 wins. So
Yeah.
like you can pick apart. I think a lot of these wild card
One of their
teams.
losses is like.
Colts 4 and 3. Where are the Colts
They
wins?
just beat Dolphins. Bad.
Let me tell you something.
Bears.
Bears
are
I think, like,
okay.
I think solid.
Steelers
Good.
Solid.
Good.
Solid. Steelers good.
Titans
are good.
and Dolphins.
Titans bad.
That's their
bad.
4 wins. So like can't like Cincinnati's got to just put it together for a couple of.
Let me tell you
They
something.
can win some games against.
My thing with them too is that I trust Joe Burrow and like Jamar Chase and them that if they can lure teams into shootouts, they can like the ball can maybe bounce their way. Like they should have beat the Ravens. That was a brutal loss for them. They were up 10 in the fourth quarter with the ball in Ravens territory and somehow found a way to lose. Kicker has a kick in OT to win the game, misses it. They lose by 1 to the Chiefs. And who do they just
They're also they beat the Giants by 10. They beat the Browns by 7. I know that was a late touchdown, but like they're like
they lost to Commanders in a shootout.
yeah, and they're losing to the
Jaden Daniels played like out of his mind.
Patriots is still just one that's not.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
No,
That was a tough
it's just I get what you guys mean. I'm just being a little devil's advocate of like if you saw anyone else win these 3 games, you're like, all right, they got to prove some more shit.
I was gonna say they made this rule. I feel like I've barely seen it called.
It's so
The
hard
refs,
to
the
call,
refs
I
have really
think.
have clearly not wanted to call it.
Yeah, I think
Do
it's
you
so hard
think
to
a
just.
fine is enough, or would you say suspension?
What are you supposed to do?
man.
You know.
I think a suspension is bad. Like it's such a. I remember me and Kyle Long were like DMing about it because I saw you tweet about it. I was like talking about it. It's such just like a natural movement.
That's the thing. To me, it's all about intent.
These guys are.
I don't think there was intent.
These guys are so big and strong. Like, you're trying to pull them to the
Yeah.
ground. Like how can you do that when you wrap them around the waist? Like if you're coming from the side or from like behind, pause. Like how are you gonna wrap them from this? Like wrap them around their waist and not like tug them down and their leg gets caught sometimes. Like it's a very like what are you supposed to do? It's tough because they've done all the research on it. That's one of like the most highest frequency plays that results in injury. But it's just a very natural movement in the game of football. It's going to be hard to this is their first attempt to try to get it out of the game, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy road.
You think the Bengals go 3-1 in the next 4?
This game against the Eagles is huge.
They're a
Huge.
favorite. At home.
They're at home. It's huge for both teams.
And they go Raiders, at Ravens, at Chargers, and then into the bye week.
At Ravens obviously be tough. They should
Ravens is
like I
tough.
said, they should have just beat them at home.
I mean,
They're a team that they can beat.
They can go 3-1.
They go 3-1. They're 6-7.
6-5.
6-5. I apologize. 6-5.
Yeah.
They'd be 6-5, and you're in business.
And then they're in a bye.
just-
and they're
I
looking
don't
good.
think the Colts are sticking around. I don't think Denver's sticking around. The Steelers can they can lose a game playing good defensively but not score.
I think Denver can weirdly hang around in the playoff mix because their defense is good.
It's fair.
And as much as we want to I've even given Sean Payton some shit. Like he's a good coach, and Bo Nix is playing not bad football.
But
They can run the ball and play defense. They'll hang around.
Well, here's the deal. So they have the Panthers next, right? Let's call that a win. They're 5-3. But then they have at Ravens, at Chiefs, Falcons.
Tough stretch.
Tough stretch.
They got to win at least one of those.
But then it eases up again. So
They got to win that. They got to get to 5-3 and then win one of. If they win one of those three, they'll hang around.
Then they're
Like, look at
6 and
these wild card
5.
teams.
They'll be around. They'll be hanging around.
And then they got Raiders and Browns.
The Colts.
Like two, they'll be hanging around. They'll be
All right, the teams that are ahead of them that will be hanging around or whatever. The Colts go at Texans, at Vikings, versus the Bills, at Jets, Lions. That takes them through Thanksgiving. What are we talking
I
about?
love looking at schedules.
Yeah.
Love.
Fun.
We love, as a show,
We do. We all like it,
love-
yeah.
Anytime we say something, like, let's look at the schedule.
You know why? Because we grew up with Francesa. Like win, loss, win, loss.
Yeah. Honestly, though.
But the wild card, it's going to be interesting in the AFC. Yeah, I think the Bengals are still alive.
Absolutely.
Again, I think it's hard to say. Like
I think the
they're-
Jets are dead. Weirdly,
Jets are definitely dead.
they're just it's something about that culture that they're just
5
dead.
and 3 and 4 is a ginormous.
To me, it's a bad 2-5. Like it's
Bad
it's
2-5.
inept. You want to talk about, like I've said a million times, they've beaten the two worst teams in football.
But that's a
Their
bad.
only
The
wins.
Bengals are a bad 3 and 4 too.
Right.
Sure, but they've
They
shown,
lost to the Patriots.
No,
and
but
also
I think the
won
I
bad
think the
games.
difference is, even you can say like winners win, losers lose. The difference is in their losses, like brutal, like one ball bounce the other way type
Yeah.
games against the Chiefs and the Ravens.
I get what you
I think
mean.
that's the difference. Like the Jets play these good teams, they get pummeled.
The Jets have lost 4 in a row, so take this with a grain of salt. And I'm very happy the Celtics season starts tonight because I don't have to think about this team as much anymore. But here are the next 4 games for the Jets.
Oh God, you're convincing yourself a little bit.
I'm trying, I guess. I think. I don't know.
See, let's see if you can get us there.
Yeah, let me see.
At Patriots.
Yeah,
Okay, win.
If they
Must be a win.
Should be, but they're way better with Drake May.
To be honest,
I'm gonna
they
say
lose that game.
I wish our buddy was in the.
Nothing would be
was
more
in the- in the-
Patriots than
on the
ending
glass
the.
right now.
Nothing would be more Patriots than ending the Jets
Well,
season.
not
right
these
now.
Patriots. Not these
If
Patriots.
the Patriots win this,
These Patriots poop down their leg.
They look better with May. That's all. They look a lot better with
Jets
May.
will never be mentioned.
Where is that game?
That is in New England.
Oh,
Let's relax. It's the
We-
fucking Patriots, guys. This
we
team is
agree?
That's a win.
It's
They
not.
lose.
It's not a cakewalk. I don't think
must
it's gonna
be a win, but you
cakewalk.
can't score.
It's a win.
You guys are being goofs.
It's a win.
I'll say
divisional
something a lot worse off camera.
You should win.
right now. Then you have the Texans, who look like there might be some problems
Where's that
there
at?
They lost
in New York. But
They lost a close game at
I know,
Primetime game?
I know.
I mean-
Just bear with me here.
primetime game.
Primetime game. It's a Thursday night game, which I don't know if that helps or hurts. At Cardinals,
winnable.
winnable.
Frisky, tough game. A tough
And then
game.
Colts in New York.
That must be a win.
So let's say they do
tough
win
game,
those
tough
4,
game.
then they're 6 and 5 heading to a bye.
I don't think you're winning
Even-
all
but-
4.
but
I don't
even
think
the
you're winning
last
all
two
4.
are-
We also have lost our last 4. So
Yeah.
Like Cardinals, Colts are not like we walk in there, boop boop boop, and just win. Like those, you got to earn those wins.
What's the Colts? Do you guys? Joe Flacco makes that team better,
They are better with Flacco. 100%.
and that team, like that, Anthony Richardson, I believe he stinks.
See, that's a situation where, like you guys saying the Bryce Young thing, like the Richardson, I understand you riding it out.
See, now that doesn't make any sense to me. Then,
Big, I
If
think
you're saying that the
shown more promise than Bryce Young has.
but the Colts are better. You have more
Colts
to
are
you have more to
better with
lose.
Flacco right now. Right now, when they're 4, were they 4 and 3?
3 and 3?
4 and 3.
4 and 3. You are better with Joe Flacco on the offense. You might as well ride him out.
You're technically a playoff team right now.
I think he's shown way more promise than Bryce Young. That
you-
like give him a season, like give him the season because he didn't really get last.
yeah, but
season.
right now you're a playoff team.
Yeah, you're saying
but you
right
just-
now what makes a better team better.
You just won the game with him at quarterback. I know the Dolphins stink.
Dude,
I'm
they
just saying,
didn't win with him.
They just won. They won.
Dude, are you kidding me?
Did they win or did they lose?
Bro, he was awful.
I literally agree with you that they're better with Flacco.
Yes, but you're saying don't play him. And you're saying don't play Bryce Young. That doesn't
No,
that doesn't
because
compute.
Bryce Young's like just not. He shouldn't be.
Yeah, but the Panthers can. There's nothing.
can't
there's
gain
yeah,
anything.
like if Bryce Young goes out and has a couple of good starts, you might even be able to trade him in the offseason. There's a reason to play him.
He's never had a good start. He's awful.
I know, but either way, the Panthers.
Richardson has at least like shown. some
Panthers are going to
promise.
suck no matter what. You might as well get the most bang you can get for your buck with Bryce Young. Because
That's zero.
there's 0 with Dalton. There's no.
No. But
What's the gain of playing Andy Dalton?
Nothing.
Nothing.
there's to me there's just no. They're in such a bad spot.
I agree. They're horrible.
Why? It's why you play.
That's why you might as well play the young guy to at least maybe get some chicken soup out of chicken shit. Maybe.
Move the ball like with my thing with Richardson. He's just. They're both bad. He's much better than Bryce Young.
This is essentially
Like, they
his
can at
rookie
least-
season.
That's two different. But
Joe Flacco
teams are in such different
is
situations,
better than Anthony Richardson right now.
and they're in the playoff hunt right now.
I think their offense is better with Flacco at quarterback, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's like
Crazy Flacco still getting checks. It really is.
No, he's good. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
The Jets should have played him. The Jets had him as a backup for 2 years.
He's just been around for so fucking
The thing
long.
I'll give him credit is
So long.
because you've seen it with so many guys at quarterbacks where like that 1 year their arm just falls off.
Yeah.
He can still sling that fucking rock.
Yeah.
Man. We saw with Peyton, he was throwing for like 50 touchdowns. Next year, arm fell off.
Even Brett
My
Favre.
point is just he's been around forever.
Eli,
He's just been
arms
around
fell off. I
forever.
remember
Favre that last year at the Vikings.
Eli, the year after they made the playoffs with the famous boat picture, like next year, arm.
Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers.
Matt Ryan,
fell
Phillip
off.
Rivers.
Phillip Rivers.
Arm fell
Even
off.
Brady, I thought, not his arm maybe, but like
Brady could still throw it a little bit. Even
yeah, but his year he looked
Rivers
bad
was-
in that last year.
Drew Brees was the saddest one.
Yeah, they're literally
That was tough.
They're putting Jameis Winston in to throw deep balls like
That's right.
so bad. Yeah, no, Flacco can still
Put
fucking-
Taysom Hill in to throw deep balls.
Flacco can still chuck it. He can still, and he throws a pretty ball.
But I think to Marty and
Flacco's-
Marty
yeah.
and I's point, if you have a team that's in a playoff hunt and we're nearing Halloween, you owe it to the team and to the city to play your best team.
Listen, if he looks bad in the next one and they're in a spot and they just pull him, like I wouldn't fault them. I'm just saying, like you win this
Your
game,
whole
you
thing
ride out.
is the guys in the locker room. You play the best guy on the field to
They just
win
won. I just said if you're in a,
dude,
if
That's
you're
not the
in a
best
game,
team, though. We all
if you're in
admit
a
that.
game-
The guys know that.
I just said if you're in a game, he's not moving the ball, pull him out.
No, but we already seen both. Like we just seen like he did not like you saw what he just did against the Dolphins, who are really, really bad in that game. I know they won the game, but like so has Daniel Jones won a game. You're keeping him in there too. Like
Jones is awful.
But Daniel Richardson she shows a lot of shit too.
Richardson has shown just my thing is he's him and Bryce Young. He's shown a little bit more promise. I just think you just won.
We're not comparing the both.
But you're barely in the playoff hunt. Richardson has 3 touchdowns, 6 picks. Flacco has 7 touchdowns, 1 pick.
We're not.
I said
comparing
he's
the
better.
both.
I keep saying he's better.
I know, but like
You don't put him in.
then you have to throw with
I
Flacco.
literally just said like you're in a
this
spot.
game you have
This
to put him
game
in.
right now.
Don't put him in
Now,
in the second quarter. Put him in the first quarter.
There's 2 games left, Evan. They're out of the playoff hunt. Yeah, play Richardson, of course. But right now, you got to play Flacco.
I agree. Listen, like I said, I agree that Flacco's a better quarterback. I think with Richardson, I just think you're in a spot where like I understand it's a little different because they're much better. Like they're a better football team than the Panthers. I understand that, but I still when I look at the team, I'm just like they're not. I don't think they're gonna really do do you think even with Flacco they can like win the Super Bowl or like even contend?
But
They can make the playoffs.
They could maybe make the playoffs. They could maybe.
I think you got to play for that. I think you have to. You owe it to the team. You owe it to
You gave us a whole speech.
the ticket holders.
You gave us a whole speech about playing for the guys in the locker room and playing for the best product on the field.
To me, they're so like the Bryce Young is so inept. Like the level of ineptity is significantly different with Anthony Richardson than it is
Ineptitude,
Bryce Young.
I
Ineptitude.
But Andy Dalton's also inept.
Yeah, he's been bad. Yeah, he's bad.
That
There's another one. I can't believe he's getting
That
checked.
interception.
That's a fair one.
That one's way more fair because that interception was the worst interception I've
Bad,
seen
really
in a
bad.
long time.
I guess my thing with Bryce Young is that I'm just so like out. Like, they can't even like.
We know you're.
I get it, and it's a fair take.
First downs, like Richardson, they're elite. Like they can at least like move the ball a little bit. Jesus Christ, like Bryce Young, they can't even move. They can't even sustain a drive.
What was the Colts games that they won with Flacco?
I mean, Richardson's played 9 games in his NFL career. This is basically his rookie season.
That's what I'm saying too.
Like-
Like we saw a full year out of Bryce Young. Like, we haven't seen it with Richardson.
And look,
Like he
you-
didn't really get to play last year.
And listen, I'm not. I think Bryce Young's bad. I'm not defending him. I swear to God. But he's played 19 games now. Bryce Young.
Something like that. Yeah.
There has been some rookie quarterbacks that weren't good their rookie year, and
Yeah.
Josh Allen's the prime example, the
Right.
most recent one. He was
so
legitimately
and
awful.
Also, the Panthers are a abysmal team around him.
We have nothing
I know
to
they've gotten
lose.
better. I'm not giving excuses. He's played awful. I get they changed it, but there has been quarterbacks that have turned it around when they maybe get some better weapons. But he looks awful. I get what you're saying, but it's not like it's not his 4th year.
Right.
No. But yeah. We're talking in circles around it, but yeah.
The Colts.
Plus 130 to make the playoffs.
The Colts.
I would say no on that. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. We just read off the Bengals schedule.
I don't think I make the playoffs either.
I don't think the Colts schedule.
The Colts scored 27 points against the Steelers with Joe Flacco.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
They also lost to the Jaguars.
they lost to the Jaguars. They scored 34 points,
Yeah.
and then they beat the Titans. And then, so he was 2-1 when he beat the Steelers. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's. And he scored over 20 points a game. He scored 16 against the Dolphins. I don't know. It's a conversation. I like the conversation because no one's really talking about it. I feel like Flacco's just been like, oh yeah, put Flacco back. Like, don't put him back in.
It's crazy. He's getting checks. It really is.
Why do you keep saying that when he's
He's been around because he's been around so long. It's so crazy that like, it's one of those things I think in the NFL. Like, if you prove you could play quarterback,
You can hang around.
you're around forever,
Well, bro,
It's
look
like
at
it's
how
like you're
bad-
just never out of it.
Look how bad
It's like-
these guys are. Look at Snoop Huntley. Joe Flacco is elite compared to him.
And look at how bad some of the guys are coming in. We just talked about Bryce Young coming in, how bad he was. Like these.
Fucking the guy from the Patriots last year. What's his name? Didn't
Mac
he just get
Jones.
signed by the Browns?
Bailey Zappi.
Bailey Zappi
yeah.
got signed by the Browns to be a backup.
Bosco, you know what I think it
Horrible.
is? I think the phrase "getting checks" is like he's stealing from them.
Oh yeah, I got you.
I think it's more like you should be like
I don't mean it like
Yeah,
that.
he's still in the league.
you should be like I can't believe he's still out there doing
Tim
it.
Boyle's stealing from them.
Right.
Yeah, like it's because he's worth every penny of his pay.
If you're confident, like Warren Moon, I just looked it up because I remember when as a kid he played to his 44. Like if you're a decent quarterback, you can just hang around because there's so few good ones.
as long as that arm just stays live.
They-
Like
Well,
Flacco wasn't consecutive, right? Flacco took a break.
He
Flacco,
he was a backup with the Jets for 2 years.
he waited.
I thought he
a little
was
bit to
out of the
sign.
league for
well,
a
he might
little
as
bit.
well have been.
I think he was for not even for a full season. Like literally, I
bad
think
with
maybe
the
for
That was last year.
Yeah, like for a few weeks. He was not on a team.
We have the
he
NBA
was out.
starting today. We haven't touched either of these games.
I like the Knicks. Rooting for the Knicks.
I'm not ready. I'll be honest. I'm not ready for it.
Yeah,
I'm in the
just-
midst.
I'm
I'm
not
in the
ready.
World Series. I had the World Series to worry about. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be honest. Once that's over, I'll get into the NBA.
I guess we could go bigger picture. I feel like you're gonna fucking take the different side.
I'm gonna take a new team.
Aren't-
just to
aren't we
address,
too-
just to address what's on the board. I figured this was a thing already. He got carted off the field.
Oh, yeah, that's sad.
Tough loss. Our left tackle definitely a loss. It was starter last year too.
Huge
I was
loss.
told to show it to
Sucks.
Ev.
Are you gonna get tired of?
I kind of. It was one of those I knew it was like inevitable. He
We're
was coming
told to
off
show it to
bad
Ev?
injury.
Yeah, someone DM'd it to me because I don't follow like college football news like
Okay.
that.
how
It was one that
tired?
kind of was inevitable. I knew it was going to happen.
How tired of LeBron and Bronny are you gonna get? Like how quickly? Because I'm already
They
tired.
play tonight.
I know I'm already tired of
Get
it.
why everyone's so like. It is cool,
It's pretty cool.
and I don't
like
understand
LeBron.
if
It's
they
pretty cool.
Beat it up, but like
They're gonna beat it into the ground.
he also like had a good game in the preseason. Like he's not like I don't know. They're gonna beat it into the ground, but in a world, it is the best player we've ever seen in our generation. Really, like Michael Jordan was early for us.
He's the best player of the century.
This player of the century and his sons on his team is kind of crazy.
Kind of cool. I hate the Lakers. I don't like LeBron, but it's still pretty cool.
At some point, I will be like, all right, we got it. Like if it's still happening in 2 months, for right this second, I'm gonna tune in tonight.
I'm just
see what
fascinated how
too.
much he gets to play.
Me too.
Like, does he play at all? Does he play 5 minutes?
they're-
Like, what is he like?
they're
10?
not-
How many minutes is he
They're
gonna
not
get?
Does he play with LeBron? Like, how
Not that deep, and I guarantee tonight he plays with LeBron.
I wonder just how
Get out of the way.
how JJ Redick's
At
gonna
home.
just kind of like manage all this.
He's been
is
great so far. I think
really early.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Really early to be saying that.
He's been great so far.
They haven't played a game yet.
The way he's been handled the entire situation.
He's cackling and
Well,
behind the glass.
Mika is also.
I mean, come on, man. He has.
I'm with
they
that.
haven't played a game.
That's a wild thing, Marty. He
Come on,
hasn't
man. He
coached
hasn't
a
played a
game.
yet. What do you mean
He's
he's
been great
managing
so
it well?
Been great so far.
He had a good press conference. Like, come
handled
on.
everything well.
He had great press conferences.
What am I gonna? What
Well, what does he have? What does he have to handle badly?
spot the lie?
How would he have
Why is that
handled?
he's handled it well? He hasn't
what-
handled anything yet.
What he
To
hasn't,
me, he
yeah.
hasn't handled anything well.
What has he
Nothing to
handled?
handle. What has he handled?
They haven't lost a
Well,
game. They
Scott,
haven't played a game. They haven't.
watched anything he's done, have you? Have you
Scott,
watched
he had a
one
good
thing?
press
What do you like that he's done, Marty?
Press
Everything
conference.
he's talking about.
What?
You watch practice?
I'm watching practice. I'm watching all. The Lakers are my team this year.
Well, the Lakers are shocking to me. It's basically a pickup.
They're not.
I like them tonight.
why
This
are they?
just
Why is
tonight.
it shocking?
They're playing the Timberwolves.
At home, I like them tonight.
Yeah, the
Timberwolves-
Lakers are a schlep team.
Hold on.
Yes, they are.
They're not a schlep team.
That's
they're
crazy.
not a schlep.
They're not a good team.
Were they
They're
trotting
not
out
a
there?
schlep team. Who else
Schlep
schlep
team is the Lakers is
Schlep.
started?
Well, what do you?
Besides
They have two of the
AD
best players
and,
in the league on their team. They're not
and
a
LeBron,
schlep
who
All
else?
right, that's fair, I guess.
And also,
Besides AD and
you got to
LeBron,
remember
who else?
Minnesota.
D'Lo's
You got to remember
good.
Minnesota. They just had a lot of moving parts. Very close to the season.
Let me walk back Schlep a little
They
bit.
just traded Towns.
They're not a good team. They're not even. I hesitate to even say like average-ish.
No, they're definitely average. A little, but they're definitely like average.
Averagey.
I think when you have two players,
They
in the
are
team
average,
they
Marty.
have-
They didn't make the playoffs last year, Marty.
Yeah, they've gotten better this year. What are you talking about?
Who'd they add?
What? How they got
their-
better?
what's their
What are you
rotation?
talking about?
Dalton Connect is a good player.
I like Connect.
That's what we're doing.
No. Hold on. I feel like I'm trying to play me because they're like
Anthony Davis and
not
LeBron
great.
James are on the team still.
they're not great.
Yeah,
but
how'd that
yes.
work out last year for them? They were in the team last year, weren't they? Last time I
I'll
checked?
bet you right now they made the playoffs.
How have they gotten better though? I'm
They made
confused.
the playoffs.
I think they're going to be about the same as they were last year. That's
What
what
have
They made the play. They lost the first round last year.
Besides
they made the
Connect
playoffs
and
last
Bronny, who have they added?
Gabe Vincent,
year. Oh, all right.
the shooter.
Guess the Celtics better, get those rings.
I
fit
say
the
they're
pillar.
better than the Celtics.
I know.
so
I'm
don't
being
do
an
that.
asshole. I'm being an asshole.
Never said they were better than the Celtics.
I'm being an asshole.
Not even
I'm being an
close.
asshole.
But to say that when you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis on a team,
Well, I mean,
say they're a schlep is broussarded.
I said I walked back schlep. I said averagey.
It's fair. Averagey's more fair.
They'll be in the.
I think they're about the same. I think they're
I
going
wouldn't-
to
make the playoffs.
they're going to be like a
Guaranteed.
6.
I think
like
the
6 to
Clippers
9.
falling back helps them make the playoffs, but I don't think it's a guarantee to make the playoffs.
Guarantee.
Well, that's
don't think it's
crazy,
a
Marty.
guarantee
You
either.
can't
No,
do
no,
that.
I'm
I
guaranteed.
mean,
They haven't added anybody, and they barely got in last
What
year.
they call me last year crazy?
Yes.
Mavericks suck. The Mavericks
Yes.
suck.
And you
Made
said the Mavericks would beat the
finals.
Celtics, and they said they beat the Celtics.
They made the
They
finals.
said they beat the Celtics, so it's just crazy.
Shucks, I was one team away from them when they were a
I know, I'm
fucking
just saying, it's crazy.
5 seed in the playoffs. I was right about the Mavericks. The Lakers will make the playoffs easily.
How many teams in
Not
the West?
easily,
How many teams
Marty.
in the West are definitely better
Why?
than the Lakers?
Thunder,
Thunder, Nuggets.
Nuggets, Timberwolves, I think are still better.
The Grizzlies.
Great.
No.
If they're healthy, they could be better for
Grizzlies
sure.
are not better than the Lakers.
If they have potential to be better.
Right now, they're not.
Warriors.
It's really just, but it's
Why?
just,
Why? Just because John Morant's back?
no, because John Morant was hurt. I mean, yeah, that's a huge
Yes.
deal.
Yeah, but the Lakers are. That doesn't mean that team's just that much better.
They were really good 2 years ago.
I mean,
2 years ago, but the Lakers are good every year.
they're just getting older. And the thing
Now I'm into the NBA.
we're talking
All right.
NBA,
I'm
talking
into
some,
the
talking
NBA.
some hoops. I think the thing with them too is
Easily make the playoffs.
they're not getting any younger.
even money.
That was their
Spend a lot of money on
season.
that. You
That's money.
win some money.
Last year was the season they had with that was the most healthy season AD's like ever had in his career.
They played
That's
well.
not great. If that's what
Think
you
he's
got,
going to
that's
replicate
not
that
great.
again, Marty?
Not great.
Yeah.
Why?
Why can't Anthony Davis replicate?
Because he
that
doesn't
again?
usually do that. The proof is that he usually gets hurt
He literally did it last year. Why can't he do it again?
because he hasn't done it in the past.
But no, but it's he could, but the problem is when he
Definitely can.
did, they still were like
I know.
I think their ceiling to me is and I'm saying ceiling is like the 5th seed in the West.
Yeah.
Absolute ceiling.
Absolute ceiling. Yes.
And their
That's all
and their
I've
bad
been
is like
saying.
not a
That,
playoff
but they're,
team,
but they,
like-
and I think the average.
all I've been saying.
I think the mid range is like maybe with the Clippers being bad, they might leapfrog them now. So maybe they do sneak.
I think they end up as like the sixth.
They're in the playoff. They're in the play-in game.
6 to 8
And I
seed.
guess that how that shakes out.
6 to 8 seed is my prediction for them. Like one of those bottom 3 playoff teams.
James Harden end up on a different team?
Nobody will at some point.
That's
Huh?
literally what I said.
Meek literally said no, but yes.
Yes, I said. Does he end up on a different team at some point?
So Meek's saying yes.
He said
Did he?
no.
Yeah.
But at
Yes,
some
I think
point,
yes was his answer. I think he misunderstood the
My
question.
bad.
All right.
Do you see the 76ers?
Embiid's out for the week.
And so is Paul George. It's just like, what are you doing? Like that. Talk about
These
it.
are a joke.
That picture,
Not only they're out like all like week, I guess. Like
the picture
we-
of Paul George is so funny.
So funny.
The most zestiest injury of all time. It looks like he's like giving sass, sticking his fucking cheeks out.
and so who you guys like tonight? Do you like the Lakers or the
take
Timberwolves
the
tonight?
Knicks.
I like the Lakers
Lakers.
tonight. Tonight, I like the
I like
Lakers.
Timberwolves tonight. Take the money line, and I like the Celtics tonight as well.
I have some NBA futures that I responsibly placed it. I'd like to give out.
Okay.
Sure, Phil. Bring us home.
LA Clippers under 35.5 wins, minus 105.
I like that.
I think the Clippers are an atrocious team. I think Kawhi's going to be out a lot. I think James Harden's going to be traded. I think the Clippers stink.
Yep.
A team I am high on this year, over 36.5 wins, San Antonio Spurs.
Everybody's high on the Spurs.
Everyone's high on the Spurs, and so am I. I think Victor Wembanyama is
Yep.
going to take a leap into being a top 5 player in the league this season.
Yeah.
Which goes into my next bet. Victor Wembanyama to average 6+ blocks per game plus 1,200. I think he's going to be a monster.
6 blocks is a lot of blocks a game.
A lot of blocks, Phil.
Yeah, but he's different.
He is different. He's different.
6.5 is truly. I don't hate the bets. 1,200. I'm not.
I don't love. Yeah, that's fine.
What's the most blocks?
I have an issue with the other bet he had on the Spurs. I don't. The Spurs have won 22 and 60 the last 2 years.
Chris Paul there.
that doesn't win me
He's
over.
a culture changer.
That doesn't win me over.
I will say this. I think Victor Wembanyama, by the end of this year, people will be like, he's like an undoubtedly like top like 5-6 player in the NBA.
Exactly. How
I don't hate that take at all. I just don't know if that generates that many wins yet.
You know, and the thing with Chris Paul,
A year away. I don't know. Maybe not though.
I'm like one of the biggest avid Chris Paul haters like of all time. I've said his whole career he's overrated as fuck. I think he helps a team like this a lot. I think having that type of guy in the locker room and like leading the offense, I think he's very, like, you even remember the Thunder, like the year they finally like got over the hump and got good when they had no expectations.
Yep.
He's not the guy that will make you go from like good to like elite, but I think he's the guy that can make you like bad to like good. Like
his play dropped off so much.
Where is Chris Paul now?
The Spurs.
He dropped off so much last year with Golden State. So much.
I think it's the mental more than like his physical.
He's
like
39 years
I think
old.
he can still run the offense. I think I'm not asking him to score 20 and 10. I'm not asking him to give me 20 and 10. I want him to just like lead this team, like be a
39
leader.
is not old.
What's upsetting about you? You should embrace the olds.
Yeah.
No, because I
You should.
No, because
And
I
you
hate
should
the
say,
olds.
Look at
because I know how it gets. I know what happens.
He has some experience.
I've been alive on this earth long enough to have seen these guys.
embrace
I have
every
seen so
old.
many of my childhood heroes get old. I've lived through it, and when you live through it, you start to see the signs. You're like, all right, I know what's coming. Just like I know Golden State's going to be not good this year.
Oh, I have to stay tuned for that. I have more bets to come.
Okay.
Emmanuel quickly averaging over 20 points a game. That's plus 150. I think he has a significant role in that
I hate
offense. I think he takes a huge leap. Another Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama, the rebounds per game leader, plus 750.
Oof.
I think that's a good number. And
I
he's
don't
so
hate
tall.
that.
You figure he's going to be getting most of the rebounds?
What's Wemby to win? What's Wemby to win Defensive Player of the Year? Is he minus money
It's
now?
minus
Yeah,
odds.
minus.
Is it really?
Because Gobert, they're after this clown gets exposed in the playoffs for like the 10th time in a row. We can't the fact that Rudy Gobert gets to go to sleep at night with 4 Defensive Player of the Year trophies makes me sick.
And I'm
He
taking-
literally gets
Also-
in the playoffs. They say, "Let's go after that guy. That's a Defensive Player of the Year. Get the fuck out of here."
Wembanyama's minus money to win Defensive Player of the Year?
Should be.
Should
Good
be.
for
He's the
him.
best defender in
Wow.
basketball, but
He's incredible, right?
he's easily the best defender in basketball right now.
That's
I want
incredible.
all.
Especially like in the paint.
Yeah.
Easily.
You know who's
Easily
gonna
the
be
best
good this
defender.
year? The Mavs are gonna be good again.
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I
they'll be
think
good.
Clay is gonna. I don't think Clay's a good player, but I do think as a third option on that team, I think it's
a better role for
on
him,
that and not be the second option with Steph. I'm telling you, I think Kyrie could get him the ball, and I think his role will be better there.
I also like him being with PJ Washington.
Yeah.
Because Clay was this very good defender. He lost a step. He's not that anymore. But PJ Washington can play defense for him, and he can be like him just being a spot up shooter is a
He
good
could be
role
a
for him.
fourth. He's actually a fourth.
That's what I'm saying. Him being a strictly spot up shooter is a good role for him.
Fourth option on your team is Clay Thompson. It's not the worst thing. That's what I'm saying.
Just a little
Just shoot threes. That's it. Wing, corner, shoot threes.
little sprinkle on this future. Spurs plus 1,500 to win the title. Not long shot.
No.
What are they to make the playoffs, Phil? Did you
good.
bet that?
I
No?
took the win total, which I
Okay.
thought was better.
I think you're smarter than
And my pick, my value pick to win the title, I have Warriors 35 to 1.
You're gonna get somebody this year.
If they got like a Paul George or somebody, I
you
would've
guys
felt
told me they're going to
better
get somebody
about
this offseason.
I think
I thought they were going to get
somebody
Paul
this
George. The fact now I'm down on them that they didn't make a move like that. I thought they
35 to 1,
would.
they have a healthy Gary
Who'd they
Payton
draft?
playing.
Who they did? I don't remember who they drafted. to be honest.
drafted.
They have 3 rookies in their roster right now. Randy Beekman,
They re-signed Moody. They have like Kuminga. They're working with the
Quentin
contract with him
Post,
right
and
now.
Donta Scott. I don't know any of these people.
Also, I have one more under. Hornets under 30.5 wins. I just think they stink. That just feels like a team that wins like 20-something games.
You want to know who I've seen a lot of love for actually? For their win total is just so disgustingly low, so it's not like the Nets.
Oh, I
It's like
love
19
all
I mean,
Yeah,
seen a lot
yes.
of people
Over.
not just think like they're not going to be as bad as people think. Essentially,
over. I like
I've seen
them.
18.5, 19.5 people. I think they're going to be a little bit better.
I was
I've seen a lot of
talking
love
about
for
that
them.
yesterday. There's also so many bad teams in the East where they could win games. on
Exactly. I
accident.
think that's part of it. I think that's part of why people
I'm a
like
Nets
it.
guy this year. I've been all on that train. I love the Nets over.
That's all right.
Yeah, they're just gonna have
that.
so much fun, that team. And Ben Simmons is back, baby.
Ugh.
And
I forgot.
What's his
I don't
overs?
want to root for him.
I'm gonna root for Ben.
I don't want either. I hate Ben Simmons,
fuck
but
that.
he could be a guy if he just plays. He would help them get that win.
Comeback player of the year, Ben Simmons.
Got one more, Phil?
I have one more bet.
How much money does Phil have?
I like it.
I love it.
This is
Futures.
responsible, Marty.
Futures.
Bronny
you're just
James
rich.
to have 25-plus points in any game in the regular season, plus 1,600.
who is that?
Bronny James.
We were talking about this.
That's
bet.
a great.
No, how? No, let me
great bet,
let me paint a
Phil.
picture for the people. We were talking about this bet like in the chop circle before, and I think this will be a hilarious bet to hold. If the Lakers are like either out of it or have clinched something,
Yes.
like game 82, Bronny's getting 40 minutes, and you're sweating this thing out that you place in fucking October.
That is awesome.
In like March, April, you're like, come on, you're on Bronny just chucking shots game 82, and it doesn't matter.
Send me that bet.
Incredible.
I need to bet that.
Incredible.
I love that bet.
And
Love.
Meek went ballsy because it was, I think, it was 900 for 20 points. Meek went, fuck it. We
25.
ball 25 points, 16 to 1.
Love. I'm gonna do 20 and 25.
It should be under DK player special.
Crazy.
So funny. What a funny bet.
Let's go picks, Clemmer. What do you got?
I'm on the Celtics tonight. I got it at 5.5. It's 6 now, and I'm on the Timberwolves money line.
I'll take the Knicks plus the 6. Ev.
Yeah, I'm on Knicks plus 5.5. Me and Dana are doing like a watch party at Memory Motel. Come by. Oh, yeah, I took Towns over 21.5 points. You threw a little boost on DK on there for plus money. I'm on FIU with the points. It already went down. SM Houston's quarterback's out. Last week when he went out, they were so bad immediately. So I'm on the under as well. And then I'm on the UTEP, Louisiana Tech under.
Whose quarterback
I'll
is
tweet
out?
Everything. Sam Houston State's, his name's Watson.
All right.
They were like moving the ball up and down the field. The second he went out, went to the backup, they couldn't do anything.
Okay. So FIU plus the points.
That's a
Marty.
good- the line I got like it was. I think I got 6.5. It's already. I just looked. It's down to 4.5 because I think it's now like he's not going to play. It was up in the air a little bit.
Marty.
I am going with the Knicks plus 5.5, and I am going with the Lakers plus 1.5.
Okay.
Imagine betting against.
Fire it
the
up, Phil.
Celtics. Imagine betting against this. I'm just saying, banner ceremony. The last time banner ceremony I was there, I'm going to miss this one,
I feel
unfortunately.
like that might be the time to bet against them.
No. Hoisting that banner. Oh, you guys could only dream about what it would be like. Hoisting that banner.
Yankees might be in about a week or so.
Oh, dream about the Knicks.
That's Pick Central Yaks up next.
Hope they're on the glove. That-